Hello everyone, this is Andrew at Crown Academy of English. Today we are doing a lesson about improving your English listening skills. So I'm going to give you 5 tips to improve your English listening skills. Tip 1. Listen to lots of different types of materials and people. So it's very important to have a very wide variety of materials and people that you listen to. So for example, listening to different accents is very important. For example, people with a London accent, from people from Northern England, Scottish, Welsh, American, Australian accents. So it's important to get used to listening to lots of different English accents. Different demographics. So demographics, this means, well, different ages. Young people, old people, men and women. So get used to listening and of course speaking to lots of people from different ages and different backgrounds. And of course it is important to listen to different subjects and topics. Don't just listen to subjects that interest you. It's important to listen to lots of different subjects. For example, sports, politics, economics, science, fiction. Okay, so this is important because it will increase your vocabulary. And of course, different contexts are very important. And by context, I mean formal English or informal English, because the styles and perhaps the type of vocabulary are very different. For example, sport. If you listen to the BBC talking about sport, then it will be quite formal. But if you are talking to someone and listening to someone in the pub or in a bar or in the street on a bus talking about sport, then that will be a very different type of English. It will be informal. And of course, different sources for the materials. Don't just rely on one single source. So of course, the best source, of course, is me, Crown Academy of English, but there is also sources like the BBC News, Sky News, CNN, and of course many others. So try to have a very wide variety of sources. Tip 2. Don't try to translate into your native language. Okay, so why is this bad? Well, it's bad because if you are translating into your native language, then you are also thinking in your native language. And if you are thinking in your native language, then it is very slow and inefficient. Okay, it takes too much time and concentration, and it is not the best way of learning a new language. For example, if you are thinking in your native language, then you hear the English word umbrella, and then first thing you do is translate into your native language, and then you see the image in your mind. So it's a long process of understanding the word. So it is important, it is very important to start trying to think in English. Okay, I know it's not easy in the beginning, but this is, you know, when you are speaking and understanding your native language, then you are thinking in that native language. So you need to do the same in English. And the example would be, well, you hear the English word umbrella and immediately you see the image in your mind. So immediately you understand the word. And your native language is not involved at all in this process. So my advice is only use a dictionary for very difficult words. So in an emergency. Okay, so try to learn new words from the context. Okay, so if you think about it, this is how you learned your native language. Okay, so when you hear a word in your native language, you just immediately know the meaning. You don't need to translate it into lots of other languages before you understand. So try to do the same with English. Okay. Tip 3. Don't try to understand and learn every new word. So, learning new vocabulary is not the only objective of listening. Okay, so new vocabulary, yes, it is important, but it is not the only objective. And so if you only learn 2 or 3 new words after a listening exercise, then that is fine, that is good. Okay, but remember, learning new words is not the only thing. When we're listening, it is also important to learn other skills. For example, pronunciation, listening to the correct pronunciation. Intonation. The intonation means the change of pitch when we speak. So when the voice rises and falls. And of course we have stress and rhythm, when we stress different syllables in a word, or we stress different words in a sentence. So that is rhythm. And so when you're listening, you need to be learning and paying attention and concentrating on these three skills, or these 3 parts of the language. Okay? And these skills, these 3 skills, they take time to learn. So that is why it is important to do lots of listening exercises. That is why practice is so important. So don't concentrate only on new vocabulary. Okay? So yes, vocabulary, it is important, but also spend some time concentrating and learning pronunciation, intonation, stress and rhythm. Tip 4. Do some listening exercises with a friend. Okay? So don't just study on your own. Do some exercises with a friend. And after the listening exercise, so after you have listened to an article, for example, then you can compare your answers with your friend. And then you can both listen again to see who was right. So who got the right answers and who got the wrong answers. And another good idea is to summarize what you have heard. So you write a short, a few sentences, which is a shortened form of what you have heard, of what you have understood. And you can do this either in writing, or you can simply discuss it. And then finally, you can discuss what was easy and difficult for you both. Okay? So the advantage of doing this is, well, first of all, it is fun. It's a fun way of learning. And it is also very motivating. Okay, sometimes it is easier to motivate yourselves when you're studying with a friend. Okay? And finally, tip 5, I strongly recommend that you listen to materials with a transcript. So a transcript is an exact written copy of the listening material. So here is an example from one of my listening videos on YouTube. So I give a transcript of the whole article in my videos. Okay? So what I advise you to do is listen first to the material without the transcript. Okay, so try to listen and understand without the transcript, and then listen again while reading the transcript. So try it first without the transcript, and then you can listen while reading the transcript, and that will help you understand what you might have missed. Okay, so that's very important. Okay, so there we are. Those are some 5 tips which I hope will help you with your listening. Here are some videos which you might be interested in. These 2 are some listening exercises with the transcript. And here are 2 other videos. This is a grammar video, and here is some more advice. And here on the bottom, this is the playlist. This is the list of all of my listening exercises with a transcript. So to start any of these, you simply click on the screen. Okay, so my name is Andrew at Crown Academy of English. Thanks for watching, and I will see you very soon. Bye bye.